Well, we're getting near the end, as I pointed out the last time, of these readings that are on YouTube. However, when I get to that point, which will actually be the next time, today we're looking at chapter 40, and the next time, chapter 41, which will be the last time I read for these particular versions of this storytelling that the story guy is doing for you. But when we get to that, I'll have a few things for you to go on and to get you real interested in reading the rest of the story, where a lot of exciting things happen. Right now, though, we're going to continue. Chapter 40 picks up just as Nursite has gotten to a terrible point in his story where he is stuck in this little tunnel. Now, this tunnel leads from the underground portion of Nohome, where all of the people are being kept captive by the Sorais. So the poor Noman can't get out, but there is a way. This little narrow old tunnel that has been not used for many, many years, and it will take them beyond the enemy lines up into a portion of the forest where they will be out of the sight of the Sorais, and then can continue on to Il Serrohe, where the tower is. Their captive Sorai, Scarflu, has given them some ideas on how they might bring down that tower. So, let's pick it up. Chapter 40, and at this point, Don interrupts the telling of the story because here's poor Nursite stuck in there, and, well, you should already know that Don is rather claustrophobic, and this gives him the creeps. "So you know how I feel now," Don said. "The same way you were feeling, except worse." There was a breathless pause. "Are you sure there's no beer or wine here?" "No, sorry. Maybe when we run off the Sorais, you can raid their stores," Nursite said with sarcasm. "If we run off the Sorais," Don said. "What if you'd been down there on your own and gotten stuck? Then what? Gone crazy and starved to death, if you hadn't beaten yourself senseless. There are times when Nomen are out of close range to their fellows, even out of scent range. In that case, we call out, 'Hey, hey, hey!' Yeah, well, what if you're not so far away? They can't even hear your call, like when you're down in a little bitty hole and the dirt swallows up your feeble hey, hey, hey." Nursite thought a moment. "Well, there's our low-pitch call. It carries underground, or above, at least for 100 yards or so, and goes like this." Nursite furrowed his brow, opened his mouth in a narrow slit, forming a tight-gripped grimace. His tiny nostrils flared and shrank back 3 times in quick succession, while his belly seemed to convulse violently. It was a strange thumping sensation Don could feel in his chest. Nursite smiled proudly. "There, see?" "See what? Or should I ask, hear what?" Don was getting desperate for a cold beer. What a bunch of stupid shit, he thought. "This." Nursite did the little grimace, stomach convulsions, and nostril flares again. "It's kind of low pitch, so it carries through almost anything for quite a ways." I did feel an odd thumping on my chest. Was that it? I couldn't hear anything." Nursite looked puzzled. Then he did it again. "Now? Okay, I guess I just can't hear that, but I could feel it, although I doubt I would feel it at any distance. Walk back to that second pinon tree behind you." Don turned around and saw a tree over 100 yards away. "That one?" "Just go." Don sighed. Maybe those Tormen have a bar down there by the river he's not telling me about. He walked off. When he was in front of the second pinon, he waved dismissively at Nursite. "Okay, you little stupid shit. Do your thing." And there it was again, the thumping on his chest, hardly diminished from the sensation he had when he stood in front of Nursite. "Well, follow me and strand me and Wattis. It works." He returned sheepishly to Nursite. "Okay, can you teach me how to do that?" "I don't know. We're rather different from each other. You're bigger and built more like the Peralts. Taller, slender, larger ears, eyes, nose. No offense. None taken. I wouldn't want to be small like you anyway, although it would be more convenient if I were in the mood for walking tunnels and living in holes, which I'm not. Still, let me try. What do you do besides a goofy face to make that sound? Nursite decided Don's manner of speaking was not meant to be insulting. It was just his way. The thing is, you push up a big wad of air hard from your stomach. Open up your throat and let that air knock hard against the top of your throat like you're trying to blow the top of your head off. What if I succeeded? Don asked, being a smart aleck. Then you definitely get our attention, Nursite returned. He was starting to like this strange man in a same weird way one might be amused by a cussing, farting corverman, the crude jokesters of the Valle. Don drew back the corners of his mouth, gave a few tentative pushes with his stomach, and then pushed some air upwards as explosively as he could, while his nostrils flared reflexively. Nursite could be honest, or he could be kind. He decided to be like Needle-Eye, his mentor. Not bad, but you didn't accomplish anything with that. Open up your throat more. Really try to blow your head off. Don went at it again. Why not? What else do I have to do? Nursite looked impressed. Not bad. I felt a little something on my chest, but you're not there yet. You need practice. Yeah, well, when I can clear my schedule, I'll work it in. So anyway, getting back to your story, what happened next? Let me pick up the strand I was on. Nursite thought a moment. Then he said, Calm down, Nether Air counseled, hoping it would allow me not to think too much about being stuck in that hole. She reached back with her feet and touched my face with her toes. Grab on, Nursite, and I'll pull. No, I've got to go back. We can't go back out of here, Needle-Eye growled. I'll push. Now go on. It was like being pulled out of a narrow-neck censer, barely a finger's width forward, and I was free. I then pulled Needle-Eye through the same spot. Dead end! I've reached a solid wall, Nether Air wailed. Before my worst fears took over, I noticed I could dimly see Nether Air. I can see you. Look above, I said. Yes, it's a hollowed-out tree. I thought we were trapped. She let out a little laugh bordering on hysteria. My eyes filled with tears, and I was fairly slobbering by the time we emerged in the afternoon sun as it filtered through glorious green trees and bushes, all breathing their fresh, sweet air on us. Don was relieved that part of the story was over, with Nursite and Nether Air now out in the open. But before Nursite could go on, they heard excitement at the far northern edge of the place of homes. Among the diminutive gnomon was a tall, slender figure. Don initially thought he was going to see his first Sorai, but as they came nearer, he saw the figure had short, light brown hair and smooth tan skin, not the scaly sheen Nursite had described. Also, the gnomon clustered about the figure were laughing and talking excitedly. Definitely not a Sorai. Nursite laughed and looked at Don expectantly. This is great! Here comes Raquella of the Peralts! And so there we pause, and the next time we'll continue with my final YouTube reading, at least at this point. So we'll see you the next time with Chapter 41. Bye.